In response to this need, the Dooley Crisp Unified Transportation System was created to manage the transportation needs in the Dooley and Crisp area. DCUTS' mission is to create a better standard of living for the residents of Dooley and Crisp counties through incorporation of quality, reliable transportation services in a unified nonprofit transportation system. DCUTS is a nonprofit 501c3 corporation established to manage the unified transportation system for Dooley and Crisp counties.
One of the advantages of DCUTS operating, the partnership operating in the way it is, Georgia DOT, DCUTS, the nonprofit organization, and of course DHR, Regional Transportation is, first of all, we'll be able to provide transportation for individuals who could not receive transportation before. Then we're going to be able to provide transportation for the DHR clients on safe vehicles. It's going to be an efficient service because we will not be duplicating routes. We will be eliminating the cost that's created by duplicating services. Then we're also going to be able to expand the public transportation portion of it because you've got monies coming in from DHR as well as you're going to be able to use fare boxes to transport the individuals from the public sector. And I think that's the beauty of the partnerships, is that we're going to be able to provide a much better system than if we would go at it on an individual basis with just DOT by itself or DHR by itself or fragmented.
During the consolidation process, the Georgia Department of Human Resources was soliciting contracts for its agency's transportation needs. This was an important part of the consolidation process because it provided DCUTS with contract services that would allow the nonprofit transportation system to become economically self-sufficient and provide better services to the general public. It also allowed local decision makers to gain control of their community's transportation needs. The DCUTS nonprofit corporation approached the cities of Vienna and Unadilla to serve as third-party operator for the city's 5311 rural public transportation programs. This provided DCUTS with important transportation resources through the Georgia Department of Transportation.
Okay, well, the 5311 rural public transportation program was originally started, I guess, in 1979, and at the present time we have 85 programs that are primarily counties within the state of Georgia. We provide funding for the operations as well as the capital purchases of vehicles. And these vehicles kind of serve as the backbone of the public transportation programs in Georgia, but it also includes a lot of the human service programs as well. And so by having this unified concept of purchase of service through human service programs in 5311, this unified concept provides a very efficient and effective operation for the communities in rural Georgia.
5311 is a grant from the Department of Transportation which assists individual communities. Two of our communities had that program in place. So they were providing transportation, but it was on a limited basis. In our county seat, Vienna, transportation was provided from 10 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. So we learned in our research phase that if you didn't go to the grocery store, if you didn't have transportation, you had to go to the grocery store between 10 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon, or else you had to forget it.
The Southwest Georgia United Empowerment Zone had designated public transportation as one of its strategic benchmarks and decided to provide startup funding for DCUTS to begin operation.
The Empowerment Zone grew out of a desire by the whole community to see improvements. And one of the improvements that the community wanted, and even at the very first in 1994, was a unified public transit system. The enterprise community and then the Empowerment Zone was able to go ahead and provide some funding for the development, first the study and then the development of the public mass transit system, rural transit system in Crisp and Dooley counties.
Crisp and Dooley received the empowerment money through the Empowerment Zone, and part of their planning included transportation as one of their greatest needs. And so all of this sort of gelled together, and this collaboration between all of these groups is going to make it possible for transportation to be provided both for DHR clients and the regular public, or the general public in Chris and Dooley counties at this point.
The DCUTS transit system has been running smoothly since its maiden voyage on November 6, 2000. This was accomplished through cooperation and support of the Georgia Department of Transportation, Georgia Department of Human Resources, Southwest Georgia United Empowerment Zone, USDA Rural Development, Vienna Housing Authority, Dooley County Commission, the cities of Vienna and Unadilla, DCUTS Board of Directors, and the consulting efforts of Community Transportation Incorporated. The transit program is simple and efficient. A person in need of transportation will call the local office and request a ride. Riders are encouraged to call 24 hours in advance to ensure prompt response and efficient service.
Base Unit 1.
Go ahead.
We have a pickup at 478 Fitzpatrick Street at 3 o'clock.
The vans are dispatched and the riders are driven to their destination. The public transportation is routed and dispatched with the social agency transportation services provided to the Georgia Department of Human Resources. This system eliminates the duplication of services that has occurred in previous programs. In this cooperative, DCUTS plans to partner with local businesses to provide affordable transportation to employees, as well as incorporate non-emergency transportation services to Medicaid patients. Through this integration of all transportation services, DCUTS will achieve economic self-sufficiency while providing better transportation services to the residents of Dooley and Crisp counties. The future optimism associated with DCUTS will grow in accordance with the transportation needs of Dooley and Crisp counties. DCUTS brings hope as it allows access to education, healthcare, and employment, as well as facilitating a growing economy in which jobs and strong business will replace a dependency on government programs. A future has been created for Dooley and Crisp counties, a rural transportation success story.